Hello, welcome into the PHNX Cardinals podcast, live from Four Peaks Brewery in downtown Tempe. Gianni Venerable, Bo Brock, a fixture of the Valley, as is Four Peaks. PHNX Cardinals. Bo, how we living?
How do we get paid to do this?
I don't know.
We get paid to come down to Four Peaks, drink their beer, eat their food, enjoy their great vibes, watch sports on television, and then somehow bring home a paycheck for it?
Very fortunate. I was talking to my father today. There's snow in the Midwest. God help
Your
those
father.
people. It's difficult. It's
Hello,
80,
Father.
It's 80 degrees here in the Valley, and you absolutely love to see it. Is that how I said it? Yeah, we're living the vibes. Cardinals, not so much, or if they are, they're keeping it behind closed doors. This team has basically ghosted us for the better part of 10-plus days. No moves, no transactions to speak of, but a big-time transaction to make a decision on being Isaiah Simmons, Bo Brock, fifth-year option. Yay or nay?
Look, I think that when you look at what this organization, the people that they've put in power, what they've done with their previous organizations, how they develop players, where they get their linebacker play, it doesn't have signs pointing to Isaiah Simmons at this point in his career getting his fifth-year option picked up. What do I feel the uneasiness as the fan base does, that if you let a player the caliber of Isaiah Simmons walk after his fourth year, that it could bite you in the ass? Absolutely. But as far as smart NFL business, as it stands right now, I just don't think that they pulled the trigger on the fifth-year option.
Well, neither do the folks at Pro Football Focus, who did an outline of the 2020 NFL Draft, the first round, who's getting their option picked up, what question marks remain. This is from PFF. Earlier this week, Isaiah Simmons, while a productive player, according to PFF, not worthy of the $12.5 million price tag that would come with picking up the soon-to-be fourth-year tweener, star, linebacker, whatever you want to call it, Isaiah Simmons, not planning to have his fifth-year option picked up, or at least from PFF standpoint, they shouldn't do it. And I'm going to agree with them. We've talked about it ad nauseum. People think I'm a Simmons hater. I am not. But they have too many other holes. They could use that $12 million in a lot of different areas. I think he's going to be on the team. Yeah. I think Jonathan Gannon is excited to work with him. Gannon does, I think, more with less than a lot of coaches can do. You look at the back seven for Philadelphia, outside of Darius Slay, it was a lot of undrafted guys, second-chance guys. I think he could take Simmons and bring his game to the next level. I just don't ever feel like Simmons is going to be like, if you picked up his fifth-year option, Bo, and he has a great season and he wants a contract extension, you'd have to probably make him the highest-paid inside linebacker in football. They're just not going to do that.
Right? Yeah, that'd be a tough check to sign. That's for sure. But I mean, it's a good problem to have for Isaiah Simmons and for the Arizona Cardinals if he plays that well next season, right? But it probably does point to an inevitable divorce between the two sides, right? Because what do football players want in this unguaranteed contract age? They want security. Yeah. And if you just say, hey, you're going to play and kind of have to bet on yourself here for the 2024 offseason, he's not going to like that. He's not going to say, hey, what happened to the team that selected me 8th overall? Well, look around. None of the people that drafted you are here any longer. You're still, Jonathan Gannon, as he pointed out yesterday, there's a short up on our YouTube page at PHNX Sports of Gannon talking about he's got an idea of how he wants to utilize them. He still needs to see it on grass. He's excited about it, but it still doesn't say, hey, we're going to pick up this fifth-year option. And if you look at the highest-paid linebackers right now, obviously you've got Roquan Smith, who's making over $20 million. You got a couple other guys there. But if you look at who's going to be making around $12 million. Is Isaiah Simmons a better linebacker than Jerome Baker of the Dolphins? Is he better than Devondre Campbell, who was actually in his way, ironically enough, his rookie year, making $10 million? He would make less than Isaiah Simmons playing for the Packers, or Bobby Okereke, who signed with the New York Giants. I don't think so, right? Yeah. You can't say that. I mean, he has to, between now and then, prove without a shadow of a doubt that he's worth that money if you're going to invest it next season.
Listen, I see all the comments calling me a Simmons hater, and to some extent, I probably am. I didn't want the Cardinals to take him 8th overall, and he spurned us a couple times this offseason. That's fine. That's few and far between. But what the PFF article, I think, does well is it outlines the Cardinals have players, if they were to lose Isaiah Simmons at any point, that should be able to supplement a lot of what he's supposed to do. Zaven Collins, I think, is going to be with this franchise for a long time. I think he is set up for success. He's going to call the defense for Jonathan Gannon. They're going to put him in a position similar to at University of Tulsa to just wreck shop at the line of scrimmage and beyond. And then, like, everybody wants to tell me, like, they've got 2 elite safeties, Jalen Thompson, Budda Baker. That is, if you didn't know, Jonathan Gannon's ex-position. That's his baby, especially the secondary. I think between those 3 players, like, that's enough. And you've got Budda and Jalen under contract. Zaven Collins doesn't make any money. I think that what Isaiah Simmons does, he does well. He makes plays. He's explosive. But there are just too many limitations for me. And to sacrifice that kind of money, I need an assurance that not only you're at the top of your position, but you play a premium position. Yeah. I can pay edge rushers. I can pay elite offensive linemen. I can pay number 1 receivers and quarterbacks. But a tweener off-ball linebacker who may play safety or slot corner, they just don't exist.
Do you think Isaiah Simmons starts this season? Just looking at their free agent additions, right?
That's a great question.
When you look at the linebacking core, let's just call it a 4-3 base for right now, right? Okay, that's primarily what they played in Philly under Jonathan Gannon.
So who's their linebacking core then?
You've got, of course, your Mike is going to be Zaven, right? Yep. He's going to play the T.J. Edwards role.
Yep.
This guy, Kazir White's going to play the role of Kazir White, right, in Philadelphia.
Nice to have that.
And then as far as the third linebacker option, is it going to be a battle between, who they signed? Was it Chris Barnes from the Packers? Yep. You got the special teamer. I doubt
they could draft somebody.
They could absolutely draft somebody. I've heard that they're interested in a kid out of Washington State who's I know this is going to drive people crazy. He's a converted safety. But does Isaiah Simmons, it seems like he's more well-suited for out of the gates, the sub-packages. He's not set for the base defense.
Then that's a mistake. You should trade him right now if that's the case, because if you don't plan to start him this year and give him a prominent role, there are probably enough suitors out there that will look at his robust stat line from a year ago and say, oh, yeah, we'd love to have Isaiah Simmons. We'll figure it out. If you're having him in-house without a starting job in mind, that's a mistake. Don't have him on the team then. Don't have him as a backup. That's an expensive backup. That's a backup that could be well-served to go get more draft picks and free up cap space right now. I think that would be a huge mistake. I don't think they're going to do that. I think he's going to start. I think he's going to start at 4-3 outside linebacker, which a lot of people think is his best position. Remember, the Cardinals under Vance Joseph ran a 3-4. And he bounced between inside linebacker with Zaven and Devondre and Jordan Hicks to safety and slot corner. He never played rush end. When they rushed him from the inside, which I do like. I'm going to tell you right now, if Gannon embraces him, which it sounds like he will, and he gets an opportunity to take that 4-3 job, and he can't hold on to it, that's a huge indictment of Isaiah Simmons. And then everybody who's pointing the finger that they've misused him, including myself, take a long look in the mirror, because he's had 2 chances to play 2 roles, and he's gone 0 for. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be productive, because I think of all the positions in the NFL, Will and Sam linebacker, like, those are fluid positions. You ought to be able to play that. You're not the captain of the defense. You can read and react. But, man, if he's not excelling at that, I don't know where he fits. I don't know where he fits.
And to just say, hey, come May 2nd, new coaching staff, new front office, like, I would have thought if Jonathan Gannon came in and said, oh, I love what I've seen from Isaiah Simmons. I can use that guy. That guy's going to be one of our studs on defense. I can't wait to get my hands on him.
Did you not get that vibe talking to him?
I mean, yesterday was like the most, I guess, complimentary he's been of Isaiah Simmons. You were there at the combine. He's like, yeah, we're going to see what we're going to do with him for the most part. It was like he still didn't know, and maybe watching more film. And he said the communication's been great with Isaiah Simmons, and Isaiah Simmons is a guy that's willing to put in the work, right? Yeah. I mean, he's a guy that responded. He didn't go away after playing a combined 30 snaps in 2 games after the season opener when he was essentially benched by Vance Joseph and Cliff Kingsbury. And he came back. He made big plays. Obviously, in Vegas, he had the strip of his old teammate at Clemson and Hunter Renfrow. Yeah. And that was a game-winning play. He had a big play against Minnesota. He had big play against New Orleans. He had game-changing type plays, but did you see the consistency? Outside of the game at Dallas or the game in Tennessee in the season opener in 2021, like, can you say, man, Isaiah Simmons, he had great games. He had flashes. He had big plays. But, like, what were his standout performances where he's like, man, he strung together, 3 to 5 games where, like, you could rely on that guy in this defense to consistently make plays for this team.
It almost feels like they played him when they needed, like, a spark, but they couldn't trust him to be an every down player. And that's a problem. He's the 8th overall pick. I mean, like, San Francisco's dealing with it with Trey Lance right now, and he's a backup to Brock Purdy, who's a 7th round pick. And he's fighting with snaps with Sam Darnold this spring. Like, Simmons is in that same spot. When you're asking what position Isaiah Simmons plays and he's entering his 4th year, something's gone wrong. This has not been a slam dunk pick. It hasn't been a disaster. It's not a bust, but it's not worth what they paid. Again, I've made the argument. If Simmons was a 3rd-round pick, it'd be viewed as one of Keim's better value picks. Look, this guy's productive. He makes plays. Look where we found him. He was picked 95. I mean, only 7 players went ahead of Isaiah Simmons. You drafted, and yes, it was the last regime for Isaiah Simmons to be a unicorn, to be Luke Kuechly, right? To be Roquan Smith-esque. Derwin James. He's not that. Not yet. And so I do think if there's one coach that can get that out of him, who is more linebacker safety friendly, it's Jonathan Gannon. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's a huge indictment of Isaiah Simmons if Gannon just is like, I got somebody else I want to use. Undrafted free agent, late round draft pick. They're just better at what I'm asking them to do. That's an indictment of Isaiah Simmons. We're not there yet. But, I mean, Vance Joseph, we can't use that as a crutch now. This will be 2 regimes that get their hands on him.
And I want to bring it back a little bit more pro-Simmons talk because I feel like we are getting a little down on the guy. But let's see Alex Dominguez's super chat here. He got in here, said if we pick up the 5th-year option, we can trade him before 2024 with 0 dead cap.
But who wants to
move on from him?
Who wants to take that $12.5 million if you don't want? If you're telling other teams we're going to give you Isaiah Simmons, well, to unload an 8-figure cap for an off-ball linebacker is damn near impossible. You would almost, if you're trying to sell off Isaiah Simmons, you would almost have to.
It's what JG said yesterday. It's like we have an idea of how we really want to use him, but we don't know. Like we can talk to him until we're blue in the face, and he can say, "I understand and I do this well," but it doesn't mean shit until you get on the grass and you see what it looks like. And other teams are going to operate that way too.
Well,
they're not going to just say, "Hey, we like what he projects as. If we could get our hands on him,
not for $12.5 million."
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. But to bring this thing a little bit closer to center here with Isaiah Simmons, he was the previous coaching staff had no clue what they were doing with him.
It was a joke. It was an embarrassment.
Zero clue. I mean, their solution to the season opener was to straight out bench him. And when I look at that roster last year, he had there was no reason Tanner Vallejo or Zeke Turner should play snaps over him. Ben Neiman. I mean, that's atrocious, the handling of him.
Yeah.
So
what do you make of guys like Ron Wolfley, color guy for the Cardinals, saying his best position is edge rusher?
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a little undersized for that.
He doesn't have the bend off the edge either. I love him as Darrell Washington almost had 10 sacks as an inside backer. I think Simmons, in the right situation, if he pops off this year, could do that. He's huge. You can't see over him. He's 6'4". I would want to see if he gets this starting job at Will or Sam. I don't know. What's Kazir White play, Sam or Will?
I believe he's a...
I can't remember. Help us out in the chat.
No.
Whatever Kazir White doesn't play, Isaiah Simmons gets that other job.
Probably Will.
Yeah. Go off and push him through the line of scrimmage, centers and guards. And I want to see Isaiah Simmons wreck shop blitzing. And they didn't do enough of that with Vance Joseph.
Right. Not nearly enough, especially when you looked at their edges last year.
It was terrible.
The fact that we didn't see more Zaven, more Simmons getting after it, it was nearly criminal. But
I'm going to tell you right now, I'll make a bet right now, and this is teasing up our uniform jersey conversation we're about to have. If they...
Did you hear about the team shop?
Oh, we're going to talk about that. I don't think they're going to pick up his 5th-year option. But if Isaiah Simmons plays and balls out this year, I will buy a brand new Isaiah Simmons jersey and wear it on this show.
But then he goes and signs with another team in the next offseason?
Well,
I mean that's
that. But I'm out. But I'm out the money. But I'm out the money then, because then I have to wear a jersey that nobody wants.
Better Johnny be out $50.
No, I mean it's like $100.
Well, I mean. The new jersey that they'll get, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not the ones that they put on discount.
You're ruining this for me. The point I'm trying to make is everybody thinks I'm a Simmons hater. If Simmons balls out and I have to have egg all over my face, I will gladly do it. I will buy a Simmons jersey and wear it on the show.
I think there's a good chance that he does. When you look at the talent that Jonathan Gannon was able to sculpt and mold at the linebacker position, and he was usually just given undrafted free agents at the position,
like
TJ Edwards, guys like Shaq Leonard in Indianapolis that he worked with. I know he's the DB coach, but I'm sure there was some help there from a guy like Jonathan Gannon. Like, they're not used to getting talent like Isaiah Simmons, right? So here's where I think you can hold out hope that even if the fifth-year option isn't picked up, if Isaiah Simmons thrives in Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rawls' defense, it's because of those two. And I think he's going to know that. He's going to realize that.
Well, Nick's a former linebacker himself.
Yeah, played at Minnesota. And I think, like, what did Andrew Sandejo, former NFL safety who's friends with JG, they're in a text thread together.
Yep.
Says, what's Jonathan Gannon's best attribute as a coach? Connecting with players.
Yeah.
And if he connects with Isaiah Simmons, and he can compartmentalize, between the choice that Monti Ossenfort has to make here, which is an NFL business move right now, and what he has as far as the evidence of whether or not you pick up Isaiah Simmons' fifth-year option, and then you've got Jonathan Gannon, your coach, who wants to empower you and put you in the best position possible to be successful, because Gannon only gets rewards from that.
I'm not being put in positions to succeed by these comments in the chat. First of all, $2 super chat, picking spreads. Better not chug that beer, Johnny. Don't want to mess. I'm enjoying my beer while we broadcast here at Four Peaks. I'm not looking to chug picking spreads. How dare you? Another comment here from Caboose.
I'll go to bat for my guy picking spreads. He liked my mock draft from today.
He's dead to me. Johnny hates Simmons more than he hates the commute from Maricopa. I can tell you right now that's a bold-faced lie. Isaiah Simmons is like my firstborn child compared to this commute. It's egregious. What's not egregious, 160 right now, like this podcast, as we're broadcasting live from Four Peaks. And we've had a banner of a week. And it kicked off by the announcement that we're in business. And we're in business with our friends, our partners at BetMGM. I don't know if you guys have heard the announcement, the news. BetMGM is the new home of PHNX Cardinals game day coming this fall. I'm talking post-game shows, watch-alongs in the off-season. Or off-season, in the off weeks, and in the off-season, because we're watching along with the Suns this weekend. Giveaways, discounts. We are taking over BetMGM on game day, which means if you're out tailgating our precious Arizona Cardinals, come on over, say hello, and hang out with us. You will not be sorry that you did. And in the meantime, check out the BetMGM app. Use the bonus code PHNX. You're going to get up to a $1,000 free best offer on your first wager. Again, get out your smartphone or whatever device you use, download the BetMGM app, use bonus code PHNX, place a deposit of at least 10 bones. You got to put 10 bones down, and you can bet it. And if you don't win your bet, you're going to get up to $1,000 in bonus bets back instantly. And to kick off our partnership, as I mentioned, we're doing a massive watch party this Saturday. I'll be there, Bo will be there, the entire PHNX crew, 2 p.m. Guess what? BetMGM Sportsbook at State Farm Stadium. State Farm Stadium, basically our home away from home. Yep. We are trying to contribute good vibes to a place that's got one home win in the last 16 months. We're going to win every time we're there. They'll come watch the latest stages of college basketball as they play out food and drink specials, giveaways, massive TVs. BetMGM, we were there last week. It's phenomenal. First class. If you haven't checked it out, this is the perfect time to do so. Plus, if you register and place your first bet with promo code PHNX when you sign up, you're going to get a free PHNX t-shirt. Hello.
Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
It's time to crack some Rattle On Red Ale. It's because the D-backs are going to open up their season tomorrow on the road in L.A. Beat L.A. Hashtag beat L.A., right? Take down the Dodgers. Why not come out to Four Peaks, where we are broadcasting live right now, enjoying some great green tea lager, which is fantastic. It's a great spring, summer beer.
Of that.
Yeah, I know. You missed out on it. I should have told you about it. You're enjoying the best #1 wheat in Arizona, the Wow Wheat.
Can I just say something? Yeah. The Wow Wheat, so my wife doesn't love beer, and then she had a Wow Wheat for the first time, and she's like, what is this?
Yeah.
She's like, this is fantastic, and she drank the rest of my Wow Wheat, and now she's hooked on it. She loves
probably
it.
Chugged it quicker than you ever could imagine.
Now I'm about to walk off the show because I hate you now.
Because Johnny infamously is the worst beer chugger in the history of the beverage.
It's the thought that counts. You just try. We're not great at everything. I'm great at most things but beer chugging.
You're just bad at it. But look, nobody's going to roast you on it too much. But you can go up there if you wanted to prove yourself to everybody. You could go pick any of their unbelievable beers that they have on tap here that they're brewed right behind us here on the location. You can't go wrong. They got the bourbon barrels right in the back, too. I also heard it's haunted back there. There's some horror stories back there. It's actually haunted, but it's kind of a cool kind of haunting.
Do you want to see something haunting?
What's that?
Oh, boy. There it is. Yep, that is terrifying.
Listen,
to anybody.
Stop making fun of our old studio. That's what you're talking about, right?
No,
Stop making fun of our old studio.
The guy with two hands on the beer, chugging a beer. It's unacceptable. I'm not going to tell our good friends here at Four Peaks that ever happened, that anybody on this location
my beer was spiked. It wasn't Four Peaks. It was poison.
Also, it was the biggest crime in that was the T-shirt you were wearing, because we are BetMGM through and through. Four Peaks, check out what they got going on. They got it at fourpeaks.com. Check out their great menu, their nightly specials. Follow them on social and enjoy their great beer. Come on down. Watch the Final Four if you're not out with us on the west side at the BetMGM Sportsbook.
You rat bastards in the comments right now, roasting your boy. I'm trying to relax, do a fun show with my good friend, and now everybody's coming at me. And just as we open up the conversation to talk about, get this, is this an official tease? Here's a tease. This is the biggest tease I know right now.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to do it.
Don't
listen to me. I don't want to get stuff all over my laptop.
He can't take
Look
any
at
more
this
losses.
handsome guy. Look,
No.
I'm at my own pace. Four Peaks doesn't judge me. They don't judge me. What do you want to say?
I just want to help you with your beer.
Oh, don't do it
All
to
right.
him.
Look at this guy. Come and yell at this guy come Saturday, 2 p.m. BetMGM Sportsbook. All right, it's time. Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Are they teasing us? You be the judge. This was a tweet that came out earlier today. We put on our best detective goggles. No, not this one, Miss Emma. Let's check out the other one, the one that I really want to get to. This one right here. Are the Cardinals teasing with the closing of their pro shop for the course of, 3 days? My eyes are bad. Over the course of this weekend, are they gutting those god-awful uniforms and bringing in new merchandise? Is that happening right now?
Man, they could, right?
No. I want to hear you say, yes, it's happening.
They're shutting down the team shop, right? And then they said what's going to be available, including when they reopen, they're going to have new stuff, including the new draft hat.
New stuff.
Why?
Last year, I went back and checked, because we're always on the grind here at PHNX Cardinals. There was no closure of anything last year when the draft hats became available. You want to know why I know? Because I drove out there and I tried to pick up one and they were sold out. But I went out last year and I tried to get one and they at no point closed down the team store. This is a new thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I told Espo this before the show. We're going to get to Espo here in a second. If the Cardinals are that tone deaf that they would put this out there, and if it's not for new uniforms, they need to diffuse it now. You need to come out and say, it's for this event, it's for X, Y, and Z, because you're letting people like me and others get excited. Speculation is running wild right now. New uniforms are running wild.
You're leading the charge.
I am.
Yeah. Reckless.
No, I would say it's reckless, conservative new uniforms. But, hey, listen, the amount of people that tagged me in that tweet today, God bless you all.
Right.
The football gods are smiling upon you. Cardinals, I hope you know what you're doing. I trust you. My trust could be broken this weekend, though, if you blow this.
I just don't get your hopes up.
Stop! I don't like when you do that.
Look, I wanted to be leveled up. I was getting a good feeling about it, and then the good people on the Bird.
Oh no!
They led me to the reason it's shut down.
Who said that?
It's
Joe Schmo.
It's the Mecum Auto Parts Auction. Auction. The Mecum Auto Auction. What are the dates, Johnny?
I don't know.
March 28th through April 1st.
That's not a real thing. That's a made-up event. If you have tickets to that event,
you think that they made a dummy event?
Comments.
They made a dummy event to hide the new uniforms, like the trucks that they would be bringing the cars in are actually just boxes and full
Mecum,
of
what
Kyler
is
Murray.
it? None of those are real companies.
Mecum Auto Auction. You want to go buy a car? You want to go see some great auctioneering?
Oh man!
A guy talking like Shane on the BetMGM disclaimer.
I'm going to tell you right now, if these poor bastards are real, and this is what is actually happening, they're about to get spammed to hell. We're going to unleash the uniform army on them. It's going to be real unfortunate.
The issue I have is why hasn't the what is it called? Cardinals Game Day Twitter account hasn't had any response to it. Like, hey,
well, that's what I'm
calm
saying.
down.
If it's not real, you have to diffuse it now. Right?
Probably.
Or are they not that self-aware that putting that out there?
Or they're like, hey, look at what's
Producer
going on.
Emma's shaking her head. She's basically saying, no, they're not self-aware at all.
No, with all due respect, I personally just don't think that. I don't think that they would come forward and, because look at how much traction they're getting. Look at how much engagement they're getting. Look at all the people that are commenting and how many people are upset. If you're getting that much traction, why rebuttal it?
I don't like any of this
it?
conversation. This isn't even fun for me.
Why not throw a link up for tickets to the Meekum Auto auction?
Right. Well, then I think they're fearful that people will just tear it to the ground. It'll be burned to oblivion here. The good news is we're going to be out at State Farm Stadium for BetMGM Sportsbook on Saturday for our watch-along.
The day before.
And we will go to the team store. I'll have my
closed team store.
I will have my 8-year-old son. We'll use him as a diversion, as a distraction, and Bo and I will break into the team store and see what's going on. We will take photos and we will upload them to Twitter. I do believe they're still getting new uniforms. I think they're coming in April, whether it's this weekend. I got tipped off on Twitter by somebody telling me they're coming April 17th. That seems like a random date, but that's 10, 11 days before the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Here, though, I think everybody needs to start embracing something. Is the yellow concept. And we're connecting the dots here, PHNX Cardinals, to the yellow in the uniform.
Yeah.
We've got producer Emma's putting GM Saul Bookman on the call. What do you got for us?
Guys, so we got breaking news today.
Okay.
This is still a work in progress. Details are still flowing. But our friends at Four Peaks are very excited to have us here for the NFL draft. And so it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have the big screens out here, live show, the whole 9 yards. Obviously still working some kinks out, but that is going to happen here for the NFL draft live at Four Peaks.
Let's go.
More importantly, as opposed to last year when you guys were kind of summoned into the corner at the establishment we were at last year and nobody could really hear what was going on, this year we will have a full mic setup to where everybody can hear exactly what you guys are saying, your full breakdowns on the draft picks, all the movement for the whole day. So it's going to be electric. It's going to be fun. So get on board, come to Four Peaks, and have a fucking great time.
There it is. You heard it. Tentatively, 4 weeks from tomorrow, Thursday, April 28th, PHNX Cardinals live from Four Peaks in Tempe for the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. Myself, Bo Brock, on the call with all of you. Come out now. Get it on Four Peaks, the draft night party of the year. We've been waiting to put a bow on it. Tentatively, Four Peaks.
It feels so close, but yet so far away. There's so much to do. One, new uniforms, as we're talking about.
Yes.
Which isn't happening this weekend.
Well,
because you got Meekum Auto auctions going on.
It's your fault if it doesn't happen.
But then you also have to trade down, right? That's got to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you guys seen
a ton of moves that have to happen between now and then. Have
you guys seen, there's odds all over the place, including BetMGM Sportsbook, which is your premium sportsbook, by the way. The odds for who's going to be the third overall pick, it's 3 quarterbacks that are top of the leaderboard. And we know definitively there are 3 teams that at least want to trade up with the Arizona Cardinals. That's going to happen. Let's get back to the uniform talk because I do believe new uniforms are coming.
I still want to talk draft party. I'm
pumped
about this.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, Four Peaks, synonymous with this great state of Arizona, woven within the fabric, the fact that we're going to be out here with the PHNX crew, first round, the entire first round, we're going to be hanging out, breaking down, even if the pick is the third overall pick and it's Will Anderson, or if the Cardinals trade down. We're going to be hanging out with everybody out here, drinking beers, eating food, enjoying great vibes. Make sure where you're going to hang out for the first round of the NFL draft is right here with us at Four Peaks.
Please come out. We want to party with you. We want to get to know everybody, and we want to have a great time. This is really the start of this new era for the Arizona Cardinals. We thought maybe it'd be in March, and then it's not in March. It's April. It's late April. It's with PHNX Cardinals, and they might be rocking new uniforms. They damn well better be, but I bet it's got some incorporation of the yellow. I'm not going to say I tipped off Mr. Espo, head of content here at PHNX, to this tweet, but I basically did. If you're not connecting the dots with the infusion of yellow that's going on with the Arizona Cardinals, need I say more? Mr. Espo pointing out, obviously, the hat, which we've talked about, JG, the template, the name template, hello, and then a classic Jake Plummer throwback jersey with the
state flag?
Yep, the state flag on the shoulder. I like the yellow. I might have even said to somebody before this show went on, I like yellow jersey. I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, that would be a bold statement, the yellow.
I like bold, though.
Right.
That color. Nobody else owns that color in the NFL. Who owns that color?
I mean, Commanders have gold, right?
Right. Packers have gold. Chiefs have a little peppering of yellow. Cardinals can have white, red, and yellow be their three dominant colors. I know everybody has a fixation with black. A cardinal bird is not black. It's yellow, and it's white, and it's red in terms of the logo that we have.
Yeah.
Embrace it. I like bold colors, and I like the yellow. The yellow speaks to me.
And you also find it in the Arizona state flag.
Right.
Right?
And the sun is yellow when you draw a picture of it.
It is.
We've established that.
When you give your kids their crayons.
Oh, people are saying the Steelers. All right. Well, the Steelers don't have yellow jerseys, though. It's black and gold. That's what people say with the Steelers, right? Black and gold?
Remember black and yellow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't say gold.
Yeah. Rams have all yellow. Rams are like light blue, white. That's ugly. I don't like that. If your thumbs up yellow, like this video right now.
Okay.
If your thumbs up yellow, like this video.
That's not exactly the slam dunk I'm looking for. Because I mean, yellow starburst, that's the lowest seeded starburst by far, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And there's not a lot of great yellow.
What's yellow right now is 80 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Like, we need to play into that. Come on now.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. No, I like that they're embracing yellow. They need it because it's been red and white for far too long. Don't you feel? I agree with you.
Yeah, and I'm not saying make yellow the dominant color, but pepper it in a little bit.
Yeah. Use it in some font.
Use it right here on the old shoulders, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's here's what I'm seeing a lot on the Twitter streets, right? And hopefully this doesn't come off wrong. People are skeptical of the new jerseys, number one, which I get, but then also, like, there's a lot of hate just to hate on the new uniforms. Have you seen the Cardinal uniforms right now? They're atrocious. They're some of the worst uniforms in all of professional sports. I'm not saying be happy with anything. I'm in that camp because I've waited so long, but let's be open-minded because I think that there's nowhere to go but up. Can we agree on that?
Right.
You agree with that?
Yeah, you can't. They can't fumble this too bad.
No. There are going to be people out there that just want to hate on it to hate on it.
2004 was the last time they changed this uniform.
Which means they had been working on those uniforms in 2004 for like 2 years before.
Yeah.
So we're talking 2002. How old were you in 2002? I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old.
No, if you were 12, I was 14. No.
I was 12 years old. The last time the Cardinals started mocking up the current uniforms that they have.
No, I was 18.
I'm a 35-year-old man now, and I was 12 back then. And that's when the Cardinals made those uniforms. I mean, if that doesn't say anything, it says everything. It's egregious. Pro yellow. Pro new uniforms.
We think it's going to happen. I do. As far as this, people going crazy because the team shop at the stadium is closing down this week, I'd love for them. They have to do something soon.
You're the worst.
You said you're here on the 17th?
Somebody DM'd me today and said the 17th. He also might have said keep it between us, so I apologize for that.
Oh, great.
All right, so this Cardinal Game Day tweet, by the way, if you haven't seen this on Twitter, it's got 71 retweets, 51 quote tweets. If they do not have the self-awareness to put something else out, if this is not in regard to new uniforms, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's a bad look. And here's the tweet. If you haven't seen it, it says the Cardinals team shop at State Farm Stadium will be closed Wednesday, today, to Saturday due to an event. The store is going to reopen the 2nd for fans looking to purchase Cardinals gear, including the new 2023 Cardinals NFL Draft Cap.
Yeah. As far as incorporating the yellow, cards_need_new_uniforms put out a couple concepts. Been great about doing it for, is this team like
carrying the flag?
Yeah, carrying the flag, leading the charge along with my guy JV here. Basically, he's got a petition on his Instagram account, but he's got some good concepts up there. They're pretty simple, right? Like the one that we've seen a lot of Kyler in like the real clean white kind of a mix between the old school Cardinals uniform and maybe some newer concepts. He's got that, and then he incorporates like the yellow and some of like the font as far as the player the nameplate on the back of the jersey. I like that.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that.
Something simple. I'm not going all full bore. Give me a jersey.
You're the wrong. I'm the wrong demo. I'm gonna like anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like it. You put like finger paints on there. You get
but you'll like it until you don't. Like 3 years, you're like, hey, what the hell was that about? Let's get new uniforms again.
If they're going for something that's going to be timeless, first of all, they need to win in them. So that's a moot point. But I think you go basic, you're in good shape. We know they're not changing the bird. The bird is remaining. The helmet, let's put the helmet aside for a second. The uniform should be one bold color, whether it's red or whatever, and then I think the incorporation of some kind of logo or animation on the shoulder, and that really should be about it. It should be a clean, fresh look, because you went with this piping early 2000s look now that has grossly been outdated. It has not aged well. So if I'm designing these uniforms, to Bo's point, what are they going to be in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
You need something that's going to hold up the test of time. Like when I see that, I think like Chumbawamba and other like deep cuts to the early 2000s.
Yeah, what's that song that's incorporated? Here's what it makes me think of. What's that song right now on the radio that's, oh man, I can't even think of it. It's from like this early 2000 song where the guy's got the hat on, the box is moving, you know what I mean? And he's walking around. You can't.
Wish I could help you, man.
I
wish I could help you.
I'm struggling here.
Here's where I can help you. Getting some new furniture and
Okay.
more furniture. Friends over More Furniture, they're going to do everything they can
Virtual
to make
insanity.
your living room, your dining room, your bedroom, your kids' bedrooms. They're going to set them up, and they're going to set you up nice. You got to check out what they got. All their products online right now, morefurniture.com. That's MOR furniture.com. They got the white glove delivery right now. They got their spring sale going on. You can tap into that white glove delivery for under $1,000. Any purchase just under $1,000, you can get that white glove delivery. They'll drop it off at your house. They'll unpack it. They'll set it up. They'll put it exactly where you want it. You just got to go to morefurniture.com. Take advantage of it. You can check out their stores all around the Valley. Save big on the best furniture in the Valley when you head over to morefurniture.com.
Mike's got it in the chat. Virtual Insanity. Love that track. That's what it makes me think of. Like late
early
90s.
2000s?
Early 2000s Arizona Cardinal uniforms that are still hanging on by a thread here, no pun intended, in 2023. What's not hanging on by a thread and what's a staple of what we do here at PHNX is our friends at Circle K. I need gas on the way home for my lengthy commute. I'm not going to Joe Blow's Auto. I'm going to Circle K, premium convenience store at a convenient price, just like your friends at PHNX Cardinals would recommend. And get this, right now, ahead of March Madness, the Final Four, best time to stock up Polar Pops, iced coffees, 12 packs of Four Peaks beer, Red Bulls, Monster Energy drinks, sweepstakes. They've got so many rewards that you can go in, get money off your gas. Right now, gas is going up again. But if you go to Circle K, there are opportunities to get that gas down per cent. Make sure you're not missing out on all of their great stuff and be stocked up again ahead of March Madness. Head to CircleK.com/store locator. That's CircleK.com/store locator to find a Circle K near you. You won't be sorry that you did, Bo.
Joe Blow's Auto have those hot dogs they've been spending on for far too long.
It's like Kramer in the theater, and he's eating that old movie theater hot dog. That's not Circle K. That's everybody else.
That's Joe Blow's Auto. You don't want to go there. You want to go to Circle K. So the Arizona Cardinals, according to Ryan Fowler of the Draft Network. What's up, Emma? Oh, you're just putting your hand up. I don't know if they're pro Joe Blow's Auto. I don't think they are.
They're not.
They're
We're pro Circle K.
The Arizona Cardinals talking to another Pitt running back here in the draft process. As Gannon told us the other day, they're going to start scheduling these top 30 visits. And they talked to Israel Abaconda, who had 20 touchdowns last year in 11 games.
Wow.
1,400 yards on the ground on 239 carries, 140, just under 150 yards receiving. So when you look at this guy, if you look at how he did in his pro day, he had a really solid pro day today. I mean, as far as his vert,
he ran the 40.
His 40. It was they think it's going to be around a 4.40.
Wow.
So James Conner, a Pitt guy. Maybe this is somebody that the Arizona Cardinals are looking at, maybe in a day 3 situation picking up, but they've talked to him. Would be a nice compliment, I think, to a guy like James Conner.
We just did a mock draft, shameless plug on YouTube. Check it out after this show program is over. I think the sweet spot for this team to take it back is I think they're going to have a bunch of day 2 picks. I think your last day 2 pick, whether that's the Cardinals comp pick at 95, 96, or you get another pick on top of that, needs to be on a running back. I think you end day 2 with the compliment to James Conner.
So here's his unofficial numbers from his pro day at Pitt. Under a 4.40. So
seems good.
Yeah, he had a vertical of 41 inches. He's 20 years old, and he ran for 320 yards against Virginia Tech this season, breaking Tony Dorsett's Pitt record of 303 yards on the ground.
I love James Conner. He's worth $10 million this year, and you feel like at some point he's going to go down. It's the reality of the situation. The Cardinals need to find the heir apparent to James Conner and pay him very little money and get him in the second or the day 3 of the NFL draft. Take 2 running backs. I don't care, like you did with Stephon, what's his name, and Andre Ellington once upon a time. Double up on the position because it's a great, not good, it's a great running back class. And you can find out more about the NFL draft at gophnx.com. We've got articles from our guy Howard Balzer, PHNX Cardinals beat reporter, cranking out content ahead of our draft party in 4 weeks from tomorrow. Check out breakdowns. We've got some draft breakdowns we're excited to share with you in the coming weeks, how prospects are going to fit with the Arizona Cardinals. But in the meantime, slam that promo code Howard,
right.
HOWARD. Become a diehard. Pick up a free hat and or shirt for the entire year. Every year you're a diehard, and you get 20% off our events. But the event of the season is the event this Saturday. BetMGM. Watch along with the Suns, and then double down. We got word on this show, breaking news.
Yep.
PHNX Cardinals draft party Thursday night live for the first round of the NFL draft here in Tempe. We got a lot of people hanging out in the East Valley, Phoenix. Come out, hang out. We want to party with you on draft night.
Yep. I see all you in the chat. Jackson, Hahn, Brian, you all want Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama. Absolutely. A lot of great backs on there. And we took a different back in our mock today, our first mock. You went rogue.
Yeah.
You have to check out for yourself. We got that on the YouTube page, PHNX_sports. Make sure you're following us all on the socials, PHNX_Cardinals and PHNX_sports. Johnny Venerable, Bo Brock. For producer Emma, thanks for everybody joining in today. Brand new episode coming tomorrow. Also, you got to tune into our guys, PHNX D-backs, as they open up the 2023 season. Can't wait for that. But for us at PHNX Cardinals, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.